I'm just looking, by looking at this group, I'm assuming that Matt was the best looking.
Oh, yeah. Pretty low bar. He was absolutely. Low bar across the board.
You don't live a life like Matt McCloskey did and not leave a mark on everyone you met.
He was my best man, he was Harry's best man, I think he was loved, that we're all each other's best man.
The day he was born, Matt was different, with a love of the beach and those freakishly long eyelashes.
I distinctly remember those little sand granules sitting on his eyelashes and just thinking, how does he do this?
How does a little boy born with cystic fibrosis go on to defy science, medicine, and expectations?
Matt just went about being a normal child, and that's what I think he wanted, to just be considered normal.
Love football. I mean, he was not a big kid, but they all were pretty comical in their big pads and their outfits. I wouldn't laugh in front of them, but they were.
But that kid with the big arm could fend for himself.
There was kind of a protective older brother in me. At that time, I think it was because of the concern for Matt being sick and just didn't want him to get picked on or any of that. But I quickly learned that Matt didn't need an older brother to protect him.
Matt's sister Molly read from a letter their mom had written after driving Matt home from one of his many appointments at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia.
Something prompted me to ask him what it was like for him having CF. And his quick response was, "It's okay, at least I can play football."
When he wasn't on the football field, or taking his baggie of enzymes in the school lunchroom, or doing his cystic fibrosis treatments, Matt was developing a boundless compassion.
The kid in front of me turned around to me and said, "Hey, are you the kid that got held back or stayed back?" And I put my head down and said, "Yes." And he just said, "Don't worry about it. My name's Matt. Welcome to the class."
And Matt made sure another friend, John Nardi, who had a more severe case of CF, was never left out.
They also included John, who could not be on the football team, or, they made sure that he was in their other activities, and he would go down the playground with them and watch them and cheer on.
Now, just because Matt went to Catholic school doesn't mean he was a choir boy, particularly when it came to throwing snowballs at cars.
By the time the car was able to slow down, it was in front of, 10 to a dozen kids, and then that's where the open fire, the snowballs came in. And from there, people would get out, and then the chase was on.
Maybe it was that daredevil and carefree streak in Matt that drew people to him. And maybe it was why he was able to defy the odds for so long.
Life gave him, things, and he managed to find ways to make things work and not actually just dwell on them or linger on them and live his life.
Matt also had a theory that it was the love of his wife Chris, his family, his dogs, and the beach and salt air that was keeping him alive longer. But he knew his time would be limited to help others with cystic fibrosis, so he would eventually turn the Cystic Fibrosis Run in Narberth, Pennsylvania, into one of several fundraisers for the Take a Breather Foundation he created there to help grant wishes or breathers for kids and adults with cystic fibrosis.
I'm Shannon Locker. I am a Take a Breather Wish recipient.
Shannon Locker's family took a breather to Disney World.
It really just shifted the focus away from only treatments and medication to we can still have fun. I've loved his mission. I love the Take a Breather Foundation, and I really wanted to continue to be a part of that. So I am a board member now.
Dear Matt, to say that my family needed a breather is an understatement.
It meant the world to Matt to read all the thank yous from CF warriors and their families.
Thank you, Take a Breather Foundation, for helping us to make incredible memories and be able to take some time away.
As Matt got into his mid-40s, the odds he had been beating all these years finally caught up to him, he would have a successful double lung transplant. All the while, he never stopped raising money for breathers for other CF patients.
And most of us would concentrate on their own health. He was concentrating on his health while working on the foundation to help others. How could you not help a patient that is trying to help other patients while he's sick?
Hi, I'm Jen Bleacher. I live with cystic fibrosis, and I'm a double lung transplant recipient, just like my dear friend Matt.
It was Matt's journey that inspired Jen Bleacher through the dark times.
We are riding the wave of research right alongside with our doctors. We're all learning about the medications together. We're all learning about the science, the treatment, the future, the hopes.
It was Matt's journey that inspired his cousin, Greg Freeman, when his own son, Tommy, was diagnosed with CF.
I remember one of the first things I said to my wife, Laura, was, hey, we got to look at Matt. I mean, look at everything he's been able to do. He's never let it hold him back. You know, we can do this. Tommy can do this.
And it was Matt's journey that inspired his babysitter to name her son after him and inspired her career.
I thought about my experiences with Matt. I thought about what I was able to do and what I was able to be part of, and I went on to become a nurse. And I have been a nurse for 43 years.
And it was Matt's journey and connections that gave breather recipient Maddie Bertrand a life-saving new set of lungs and 4 more years of life.
If it wasn't for Take a Breather, I wouldn't be sitting here today with my mom.
We're just so grateful to, and we will be eternally grateful to Take a Breather and Matt and Molly.
Matt's lung transplant would give him almost a decade more to grow the Take a Breather Foundation to grant more than 1,000 wishes for CF patients and their families. Even when he became homebound, Matt McCloskey was on the Laura Bunnell CF podcast, fighting the good fight. It would be the last time many of us would ever hear his voice.
I wish I had an unlimited budget, because like Jen said, I never want to turn anybody down.
In early 2024, Matt McCloskey's voice went silent.
The derivation of the name Matthew is gift from God. And Matthew was our gift.
And for the toast, Matt's favorite South Jersey Shore Bay Breeze.
I'm gonna have a sip for Matthew. Oh, why do we ever like these?
A great, true best friend and friendship that, they don't come along every day.
He was hands down the toughest person I've ever known, without doubt.
Yeah.
And
never complained.
And he had a tough go, and I think I just hope I know he's at peace, but I would ask him to just enjoy that.
People ask, oh, what are you going to do? Matt's gone. What's going to happen to the charity? Nothing's going to happen to the charity. We're going to, whatever we need to do, we'll make sure we carry that torch forward. We have to. We just have to.
Hey, dude, we're doing what your mission, we're carrying it forward.
Take a Breather Foundation was Matt's hope and Matt's mission. And as his sister Amy read from his letter, Matt's mission now belongs to all of us.
If my story can bring hope to just one person out there, then it's been a pretty good day. Breathe easy, Matt.